In this video, I'm going to be talking about ways to heat your home during an emergency without electricity. The fastest, easiest, and cheapest way to do this is with a small portable heater, something like this. This is the Mr. Heater Buddy Heater. It comes with a hose that you can use to attach it to a large 20-pound propane tank, or you can also screw one of these little things onto it and run it off of a little 1-pound tank. Something to consider with these is that they do put out carbon monoxide, so you're going to want to have a window cracked or some kind of ventilation just to make sure that you're not giving yourself carbon monoxide poisoning. This is a carbon monoxide detector. It's got battery power for backup, as well as you can just plug it into the wall. I recommend having one of these in the room that you're using your heater in, as well as in the lowest level of your house, since carbon monoxide is heavier than atmospheric air and it will fall to the ground. These heaters do come in different sizes. This is kind of a medium-sized one. It's good for heating a room up to about 225 square feet. They do make smaller ones as well as larger ones. Make sure that you get one that's big enough for the room that you intend to heat. So if you get one that's too small, then you're going to be left pretty cold. If you need to determine the square footage of the room you intend to heat so that you know what size of heater to buy, you can do so by simply multiplying the length times the width of the room. So for example, a 10 by 20 foot room would be 200 square feet. When buying a portable heater, there are a few things that you want to look for. The first thing that you want to look for is the BTU rating, or in other words, how big of an area it can heat. If you look on the box for one of these, it'll tell you how many BTUs it puts out, or in other words, how much heat it produces. Now, if you're like me, this number probably doesn't mean a lot to you, but they'll usually say also on the box how many square feet the heater will heat, so that you can make sure that you get one that's appropriately sized for your area. The second thing to look for is a safety feature called tip-over protection. This is a feature that will detect if your heater were to fall over and automatically shut it off, so that you don't risk starting your house on fire. Another good feature to look for is a built-in carbon monoxide detector. Not all of them have these, and if the one that you want or have doesn't have this, you can always get one of these external ones to monitor your carbon monoxide levels to make sure that you're not going to get carbon monoxide poisoning. One last thing to consider when buying a portable heater is the fuel type. These heaters can burn propane, kerosene, or white gas, and so it's important to make sure that the heater you're buying burns your fuel of choice. Now, the second option for heating your home during an emergency is to install something more permanent like a gas stove or a wood stove or a pellet stove. These options will be more expensive, but they're also capable of heating a much larger portion of your home. Whereas a portable heater will cost you maybe $100 to $200 tops, one of these permanent stoves will cost between $3,000 and $5,000 or more, depending on the type of fuel that it burns. If a permanently installed stove is the right solution for you, here are a few things to consider. A gas stove is the easiest and cleanest and most convenient method for heating your home during an emergency. They require no electricity, or if they do require electricity, they can run off of just a small battery, and there's no cleanup involved. With a wood-burning stove or a pellet stove, you're going to have to clean out the ash, you're going to have to manually refill it when it starts running low on fuel. And so a gas stove makes the most sense for most people because you don't have to worry about cleaning it, you don't have to worry about refueling it, you just switch it on and it's ready to go. A pellet burning stove is my second recommendation because it requires less cleaning than a wood burning stove, and the storage of the fuel is also more convenient. You can just keep a few bags of pellets by your stove and they burn more efficiently than wood does. Option number 3 is, of course, a wood burning stove. These tend to be the most expensive type of stove to purchase and install, and they also require the most cleaning. The benefit is that they can burn standard wood, they don't require special fuel, you don't require the utility to be functioning and running to your house. It can be a true off-grid solution. The downside is that, of course, you need to have somewhere to store the wood, and if you live in a city or in a smaller building, then that might not be practical for you. In the description of the video, I've included some links to where you can purchase my recommended portable heaters as well as my recommended carbon monoxide detector. If you have any questions or comments or recommendations about your favorite emergency heating sources, let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe and let me know what kind of content you'd like to see next.